Hey, what up, good people out there? It is your boy Samuel Wilson here once again, man, with another edition of Y'all Know Set the Record Straight. In the absence of Sam Jr. will be back with us, folks, on the next edition of Set the Record Straight. But these particular videos that I'll make separately are my particular take. And I like to deal with the more controversial end of things and leave just the regular football and X's and O's talk to me and Sam. But y'all know what I do. Y'all know what we do. My job is to set the record straight. Considered all things dealing with the Philadelphia Eagles. And why or how am I able to set the record straight? For many of you who ask regarding the Philadelphia Eagles, well, I'm here to tell you here the reason why. Because I've been watching football for a long time and I've been an Eagles fan for a long time. A long time. I've said that in quite a few of my videos. It's been a while, folks. I've been an Eagles fan since roughly around 1986, hardcore in 88. And the person that drew me to the Eagles was one Randall Cunningham, quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, who replaced Ron Jaworski in roughly around 1986. I say that to say this, that today's video is going to be entitled, All Things Are Not Created Equal. They're not. All things are not created equal. They're not. In sports, all things are not created equal. The reason I made this video is because there has been some talk swirling around by way of radio shows, a few radio shows that I listen to, and some content creators that I know that are Eagles fans that have been talking about this notion, an idea that is swirling around that the Eagles are looking to move on from Jalen Hurts after this year if he doesn't have a good season, folks. People, and I think that that's ridiculous. I posted on a few, social media pages my opinion about it, based off of information that's been out there from different radio stations and people's opinions about it. And the talk is that Jalen Hurts is in a prove it year. And I've said before that I was never going to make, again, a video supporting Jalen Hurts. I said that. In regard to who he is as a football player and what he's done. That's not what I'm here to do. What I'm here to do is to tell the Philadelphia Eagles organization that y'all can be stupid if y'all want. You can be stupid if you want and even consider moving on from that man after this season. And honestly, regardless of the year that he has, because the truth is that that man has done enough for him to have a long-term contract with the Philadelphia Eagles until he says that he's done playing with the Philadelphia Eagles. Folks, he has done enough. But obviously, in the minds of some people in that particular front office, they don't believe so. So be stupid if you want to, Philadelphia Eagles. All things are not created equal. And what do I mean by that when I say that all things are not created equal? I'm saying this, that for many content creators and Eagles fans today that are on on social media and creating platforms that are content created for the Philadelphia Eagles, most of these folks or these content creators have not been around for as long as I have in regard to watching the Philadelphia Eagles play. And what I mean is this, that I've seen the Philadelphia Eagles play football with quarterbacks going back to roughly around 1980, folks. We're talking in 1980 when Ron Jaworski was the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. So the Eagles have gone through quarterbacks, decades of quarterbacks. They've had Ron Jaworski. They've had Randall Cunningham. They've had Ty Detmer. They've had Rodney Peete. They've had the young kid Bobby Hoying from Ohio State, who had a short stint with us that was like around 97. Then they moved into the Donovan McNabb era in 99, folks. We already know about that era. From McNabb, there was Vic. From Vic, there was Carson Wentz. Or Nick Foles, Carson Wentz, however you want to say it. Then from Carson Wentz, we are where we are today with one Jalen Hurts. And what I mean by that is all things are not created equal when it comes to quarterbacks and football teams. And there's this notion that I keep hearing that Jalen Hurts is a byproduct in his winning of the team that's been put around him. And I'm here to tell people and set the record straight in regard to that notion. No, because there are great teams and great players. But the thing that elevates a team is the quarterback. And it's not always about the quarterback's play. We have to cut that nonsense. It's about the quarterback's ability to win and to galvanize a team and influence a team into believing that they can win in almost any circumstances. Why? Because that mindset coming from the captain or the head or the face of the franchise is contagious for the rest of the team. All things are not created equal, folks. They're not. There are certain people who elevate different teams to play better than they normally would. And me and Sam had a conversation the other day about this. We were talking about defenses, and teams needing talent and things to work out in order for teams to win Super Bowls. And yes, you do. It is true. You do need things to work out. You do need talent. But this whole notion that, the Eagles are a talented team. Okay, what team in the NFL isn't? And I was close to saying something, but it's asinine to look at the NFL and say that the Eagles are a better talented team than this team. No. Every player playing for an organization in the NFL is talented. That's why it's the NFL. These are the elite, the best of football players. Folks, what are we talking about? Everybody's talented. But here's the difference. Not all things are created equal. Not everyone has what it takes to take their team to the next level, especially when it comes to quarterbacks. That's why I named all the quarterbacks that I know that have been around in my time. Of all the quarterbacks I named in Philadelphia, let's get back to Philly. There has been 3 quarterbacks that have taken the Eagles to the Super Bowl. Three. From 1980 to 2026, there's been 3 quarterbacks that have taken the Eagles to the Super Bowl. Ron Jaworski did in 1980. He lost to Jim Plunkett and the Raiders. It was ridiculous. Jim Plunkett was not a good quarterback. We should not have lost to them, but we did. We underachieved. The next was the Philadelphia Eagles in 2004, 2005. We know what happened there. Donovan McNabb did not get it done and lost to the Patriots, Tom Brady and the Patriots, the GOAT. The next time we won the Super Bowl was 2017. That's Nick Foles. Nick Foles is not really considered a consideration in this conversation because he was not the franchise quarterback. He was a backup, but he got us there, and he won the franchise's first Super Bowl in the Super Bowl era, but he wasn't the franchise. The next time we made it back to the Super Bowl, this gentleman here, folks, this gentleman right here was the quarterback. 2022, 2023. And we should have won that Super Bowl, and he should have been the MVP. We all know what he did in 2024 and 2025. He got them there, and he won the Super Bowl, folks. All things are not created equal. He played lights out in both Super Bowls, and this gentleman should have been the MVP of both. Both. He should have been the MVP of both Super Bowls. All things are not created equal. What do I mean? I mean this. Out of all the quarterbacks I named you, and the quarterbacks within the Eagles' history, from 80 up until this point, and of the quarterbacks that have gone to the Super Bowl, only one quarterback has had the Philadelphia Eagles franchise in the Super Bowl every other year so far. Only one. 2022, 2023, and then 2024 and 2025. And who was that? This guy. This guy, folks. This guy. One Jalen Hurts. And for all of those who want to be like, oh, you just jumped on Jalen Hurts' bandwagon. You just got on his bandwagon. You know I'm not a bandwagoner, folks. See that jersey right there? I've been supporting that dude since he wore this. Matter of fact, those out there who know me know I've been supporting that young man since that young man, his freshman year at the University of Alabama, coming out of high school as a 4 or 5-star recruit. So I'm not trying to hear that stuff coming from people. And what I'm saying to Philadelphia is y'all better speak up and let y'all mind be known about this young man we got at the quarterback position, because many of us who have been around since 1980 and have seen the Eagles organization and what they've been, they haven't been winning like this. I don't care what nobody says. We have not had Super Bowl appearances and been winning double-digit games to this magnitude, y'all, since this young man here has been the starting quarterback. We don't really know what losing is. We don't know what losing is. But you know what happens? You know what happens? You know what happens, folks? I'll tell you what happens to us human beings, because we're creatures of habit. When things are going good for us in life for too long, we tend to get comfortable and start taking things for granted. I'm telling you all what I know, and my job is to set the record straight. It's to set the record straight and to let people know that when things are going too good for too long in life, guess what starts to happen? We start taking things for granted, and then we start nitpicking about the great things we have around us. Now we start complaining and nitpicking about this, nitpicking about that, nitpicking instead of appreciating what you got. And this is the message that I'm sending to the Philadelphia Eagles today, and Eagles fans out there. Man, y'all better speak up, Eagles fans, and tell this knucklehead organization that, man, they better not even think twice about letting that young man walk out of here, regardless of whatever kind of season he has next year. Because, folks, stuff like this, and the championships that we have been to, and the one we won, this stuff don't come around every day. Don't be deceived in thinking that this stuff comes around every day and that everybody in the league can do this. The heck with the whole talent thing. Every team in the league is talented, but there are only certain quarterbacks that can lift their team and inspire their team to take this thing to the next level. If you look at the NFL right now, there's only two that have done that consistently, and that's Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts. Of all of these quarterbacks, I don't want to hear nothing about none of these. Oh, this guy throws for 5,000 yards. This guy every year is throwing 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. And where are they in January and February, folks? Fantasy football has killed the NFL, because the NFL no longer is about wins and losses, championships or not. It's about throwing. Oh, look at this guy. He throws for 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns. He's the best in the league. And guess what? They won't be remembered 20 years from now. The only people that will be remembered are the freaking guys that won chips. At what point are we missing about this, Philadelphia? So I'm going to end this video because it's been a while. I've been on for a while. But here's my advice to the Philadelphia Eagles. If you don't like one Jalen Hurts and you don't like anything about him, then let that young man go. Let him go. I'm telling them right now, that's going to be the biggest mistake that the organization has made. All things are not created equal. All quarterbacks are not created equal. There are a lot of talented people in the NFL, but they're not all equal, because there's only a few people that have the ability to lift the team regardless of how they're playing. It's a mentality and a will and a confidence that they carry that causes other people to believe that winning is possible, especially winning Super Bowls. So be stupid if you want, Philadelphia Eagles. Be stupid if you want, Howie Roseman. I dare y'all to trade Jalen Hurts after next season, regardless of the season he has. I dare you. And let's see where y'all end up at, because I remember the days when the team was not good consistently. And so do many other Eagles fans who's been around as long as I have. Be stupid if you want. All things are not created equal, especially when it comes to playing quarterback in the NFL, because there's only certain people who can rise consistently to the occasion and make things happen. And this young man right here has proven it. So be stupid if you want. Let him go after next season. You're going to find out the hard way that all things are not created equal. And that's my job, once again, as the host of this show, to set the record straight. This is Sam Wilson again, saluting you all out there. Until next time. Peace. Peace.